The Nick Egan Times. We have an awesome guest. We have Lauren Harris. Lauren Harris is an actress, writer, director, producer, model, and powerhouse. Welcome, Lauren, and thanks for coming on the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. How's it all going over there?
You know, things could be better. I think that they're doing a lot better over where you are. We're still sort of supposed to be staying home. Not sure how much of the U.S. is really staying home, but I feel lucky. Both my parents actually got the vaccine yesterday. So, you know, things are slowly coming up together.
What's their feedback on getting it? How do they feel? Anything?
They said that they mostly just feel like soreness in their arm, but other than that, they feel okay.
Cool. And you're happy to get it as well in the future?
Yeah, I would love to get it. I'm not sure when my age group will actually be able to get it because it's rolling out pretty slowly in the U.S., but we'll see. I think I'll probably be one of the last groups.
Yeah, cool. All right, let's just jump straight into it. For the listeners, who is Lauren Harris?
Lauren Harris is, as you said, actress, writer, producer, director. I think more on the day-to-day. I'm a daughter, a girlfriend, a friend. I also work as an editor. But yeah, I grew up in the Philadelphia area. I went to Quaker school actually for 14 years of my life. Yeah, 14 years. And that was a really cool upbringing. It's a very like liberal, most people think that it's like super religious. It's religious, but you don't have to be Quaker to go to Quaker school. They're really common in the Pennsylvania area. And then once I graduated, I went to USC and I double majored in acting and Spanish. For other people who don't know what USC is, it's the University of Southern California. The Trojans, if you follow college football. And yeah, I graduated in 2017 and started pursuing acting and directing and producing professionally. I've produced a few films that have been doing pretty well in the festival circuit. One of them is about human trafficking. Another one is about Latinx and LGBTQ issues. Most of my projects center around activism, and I'm also the co-host of Damsels in the DMs, which is a modern dating podcast that came out about July 2020 of this year, and we just recently joined the Believe podcasting network. So it's just a little bit about me.
That's terrific, and yeah, great insights. Tell me about your movies. I saw one of them got 15 awards so far in the circuit. So yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, so that's called It's a Girl Thing, and it's about modern dating culture that women experience in college. It's not necessarily about like things that are outright wrong, like sexual assault and rape. It's more about sort of like the gray area in dating culture. And we filmed a lot of it actually where I went to school at USC, which was great. And my co-producer and fellow lead actress in it, her name is Augusta Mariano, and she's incredible. She was a great co-producer. She was also the director of the film, and we actually studied in London together at the British American Dramatic Academy. So she was looking for somebody who was a writer, and you know, I had never really considered producing until she approached me about it. But once we worked on that together, I think both of our producing careers sort of just like kept going from there. And yeah, we've been super lucky with how well it's done in the festivals.
Wow, that's amazing. What is your favorite parts? Obviously, you're a model, you're an actress, you're a producer, you direct. What is your favorite, niche or genre of what you actually do? Who's your favorite?
Definitely acting. I think like at the heart of everything I do, it's mostly to pursue my acting career. Whether it's creating films that I also get to act in or, reaching a larger audience through my podcast. I love the ability to tell stories. I honestly feel most myself when I'm acting. So I think that everything I do is, to have the ability to act more.
Excellent. What inspires you daily?
What inspires me daily? I think, all of the women of color and people who haven't had opportunities. I feel like I've been really privileged to be where I am. And, there's so many other things that I still want to do. I feel some days you feel like you have imposter syndrome and you haven't done anything, but there's so much that I want to do. And I feel like I have that drive and ambition from watching people like my mom. My mom was really heavily involved in politics, and my parents never told me that there was something that I couldn't do or that I shouldn't try doing. They were always saying that, you should pursue acting. I'd be disappointing them, honestly, if I didn't pursue a career in entertainment. So I feel really lucky that I have supportive parents. And I think on a daily inspiration, I would just say to make people feel like you can do anything if you really try.
That's awesome. What kind of traveling have you done? So obviously you mentioned you've been to London. Where have you traveled, like in Europe, internationally, America?
That's actually a funny question because if you look at my bio on IMDb, one of the things that I write is can always find me at LAX because I love to travel. I mentioned that I double majored in acting and Spanish. So I learned Spanish because I was really lucky in high school. I had the opportunity to do a Spanish exchange program in Seville. And my exchange student came and lived with me in Philadelphia. I lived with her in Seville, and that got me really excited about speaking Spanish. I later worked in a disabled orphanage in Peru. And then when I was in college, had the opportunity to study in Madrid. So I've actually been to 35 countries, I think. And my dad and I are always in a battle about who has more countries. It's kind of a silly battle. We keep a list and everybody gets a tally when you've hit the next country. But we were going to go to South Africa and New Zealand and Tahiti, which I was really looking forward to in 2020. But obviously that didn't happen with COVID. And also It's a Girl Thing had gotten into a lot of festivals in like Florence and which I have been to in London, even in like Goa, India, which would have been amazing. I've been to Delhi, but never to Goa. And we didn't get that opportunity because of the pandemic. So yeah, I've been a few places. I love to travel. I love to see the world.
What's your favorite country to go to or you've been to?
My favorite that I've been to, I'd probably say Japan.
Okay, cool. Have you been to Australia before?
No, I'd love to go, though.
Well, you're always welcome.
Thank you.
So what does the future look like for Lauren? What are you working on? What projects?
Yeah, so right now I'm working on a project about human trafficking. And my co-producer, her name is Kirsten Pfeiffer. We actually grew up in the Philadelphia area together. And she had the really amazing idea to do a project about human trafficking. And it turned out that my mom had been on a board in Philadelphia for human trafficking. So she approached me, and my mom helped me to make connections with some survivors of human trafficking and researchers. So we were able to actually film a little bit during the pandemic, and we're recording some more voice over it soon. So I would say probably just producing more films centered around activism, and yeah.
That's cool. You're obviously extremely intelligent. Tell me your position with obviously all the changes that have obviously happened in the US recently. Where do you see the United States position going into the future, generally speaking?
I think that we had some very dark years for the past 4 years. I think that we're finally starting to see the light with the new administration. So I'm really happy to see that. I'm not saying that it'll fix all our problems. I think the U.S. has a lot of work to do, but I think that it was nice to see us rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement and repealing the Muslim ban and the transgender ban in the military. So I think that we have some work to do. I'm not sure we'll, be the powerhouse that we once were, but I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of change in the U.S. with the new administration.
That's cool. What are your hobbies and passions outside of obviously what you do when you're away from obviously everything with your busy schedule?
I have a lot of hobbies. I really love hiking. I like skiing. I'm pretty active. Traveling, as we mentioned. I love dogs. I'm a really big foodie. I love trying new restaurants. I can't say that I'm the best cook. I would never claim that, but I'm a phenomenal taste tester.
What's your favorite food and place to go to have dinner?
I think that Italy honestly has the best food, but I love Italian food. I also love sushi, which I guess makes sense in terms of the countries that I said I most like to go to. But yeah, LA has a lot of incredible restaurants. So does Philadelphia, which are the two cities that I spend most of my time in.
Terrific. And where does Lauren see herself in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years? If I'm doing wishful thinking, then I'm going to say that I'm a lead on a TV show, and our podcast has blown up and it's helped lots of women get through their dating lives. And I'm in a play on Broadway.
Amazing. Lauren, thank you for joining my podcast. I do appreciate it. I wish you all the best and all the success with obviously everything that you're doing. I think it's amazing and you've got a very bright, incredible future ahead. And yeah, I just wish you all the best for 2021.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Nick. This has been great.
My pleasure. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.